All right. Welcome, everybody, to Almost Oregon. We're going to be playing a role playing game. First, we're going to talk about it because, oh boy, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute. We're also going to talk about each other because I miss you guys. So, Stacey, how have you been doing? Because you were out sick last game.
I was, and I'm still kind of recovering from that, but I'm fine, we'll just say.
Good.
I'm going to be muting a lot, though, but I'm fine. I'm not, like, having these coughing fits that I can't stop. Like I was when I was still streaming. I was still streaming with those and chugging tea and eating honey, and it was the worst. But I love my viewers, so I still did it. I've had a birthday since then.
Oh yeah, happy birthday!
Thank you. I am 1 year closer to death, so that's always good.
As are we all.
Yeah, other than that, it's been good. I've been streaming a lot. Getting a new computer delivered today, so that's real exciting.
That is really exciting.
It's got an AMD Ryzen 5 2600 in it, which is, I want to say, probably like 12 times better than my current 8-year-old processor.
What I gotta know is,
Sounds right.
is there an X on the end?
I don't think so. So it's not one that I'm not going to overclock it. But that's fine, because I don't overclock things anyway.
The Ryzen doesn't overclock well anyhow, so it's good.
Yeah, so it'll be fine. But yeah, that's coming. It's got a really bad GPU in it, but I've got a good GPU, so we're going to make another Frankenstein PC, and that'll be fine.
That's how you do it, really. That's how you do it. You just put all the pieces together
until it's good.
And then you hope nobody looks in your closet, because if they do, oh boy.
I mean, they're just gonna see like the scattered remains of these, like, it's like I'm Frankenstein.
It's a pile of skeletons.
Yeah, but they're PC cases.
Just legit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
So yeah, that's been me.
Dead PCs, just in a pile.
I mean, I have one. It's literally right down there. It's where I stole the SSD, the GPU, and the power supply out of it.
Nice.
So now it's just a really shitty MOBO and processor, and I think I slotted my old GPU in there just for a place to put it. So that's what's in that case. And now I'm about to have another one. So I need to stop hoarding these parts, honestly.
When you stop hoarding dice.
I bought new dice yesterday.
I keep my dice on my desk in my dice bag.
I have dice on my desk and multiple dice bags, but these brand new dice I kept downstairs. They're in my purse. This is my new purse.
What kind of, are they cool? What do they look like?
They're tiny, and they are pink and teal.
Oh, nice. Let's see.
I'm very much into the pink and teal aesthetic, so.
I have a kind of purpley teal one. I don't know if you can see it super well. Not really.
Ooh.
I refuse to focus on it.
It is.
Yeah, and then I got purple ones.
Standard autofocus.
Nice.
It doesn't really autofocus. I have to like literally crank it. So, and then I have clear ones. They're like kind of clear opalescent-ish ones.
Those are nice.
They're really hard to read, but they're pretty.
I mean, it's all about pretty, right? That's way more.
I've decided I'm going to use pipe dope to ink my dice, because regular ink wears off, right? But the stuff you use on PVC pipes to clean them actually has a chemical reaction that stains them. So my theory is, if I use this plumbing cleaning tool, I will have permanently inked dice that are clear.
Interesting.
But I gotta wait till summer because I don't want the fumes.
Fair.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, no fumes.
And you also don't want to freeze to death outside.
That's bonus.
Also,
I probably won't.
Sure.
Probably.
Basically antifreeze.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's encouraging.
But my fingers and my nose would get cold, and that makes me sad.
There you
And
go.
you might get frostbite, and then you might lose your nose. We know nobody
No,
wants that. You need
I
to
want to get a prosthetic nose. I'm not cool enough.
That's how you become a Bond supervillain, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, maybe I
Would
should
your name
lose
be
my
Frostbite then? Oh, yeah. Okay.
nose. It would be Frostbite H.
Well, thinking of which, how have you been doing, Golden?
I've been doing pretty good. My started out number game is going good. And work's been going good.
That's good.
I've been just everything's good. Everything's good for me.
Okay.
Hey.
Awesome. All right. Well, how about you, Lavender? You've been kind of quiet in the corner.
I've been looking at the stream so that I can center myself in the camera like you must have had me before. I'm just like, why is my head so big? I actually needed to like push back a little bit because my head was too big in the camera. So as long as
Where are you going,
Golden!
Golden?
no,
Get back
I'm
here.
not allowed.
I'm the only one over here giggling because everyone else is looking at Lavender and I just see Golden slide.
It took me a second to like feed off of your reaction to actually notice that goal. Yeah. What else? Oh, on the dice thing. You all have dice on your desk. I have dice under my desk.
Ooh.
Is it like in a big tub? You have just like one of those giant storage crates full of dice? Please say yes.
Not quite. I have a Santa stocking from last year that I just put down on like the part of the desk that you would like normally put like a keyboard on.
Uh-huh.
You had like a PC that where like you hook the keyboard up, whatever.
Golden, can you mute your mic?
I was looking for dice.
Yeah, but you kept bumping your mic.
Yep. And instead of having a keyboard there, I just have this Santa hat so that dice won't rumble around, and then I put all the dice on top of it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hopefully we have a more put together setup soon. But I don't know. It works for
Whatever
now.
works, right? If it ain't broke,
Yeah,
don't fix
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get fancy.
Right.
You can get fancy, however
Yeah.
you do. Well, how have you been the last couple weeks? Do anything exciting?
Things have been slow. I'm pretty continuously cranking out stuff for Mortally Bankrupt, and
Yeah.
I'm going to. I changed up a lot of stuff about the main system. It's more of a system where you like. For one thing, I took all the dice out, so now you just spend points to like make stuff happen.
But that's cool.
I can't wait to playtest it.
Yeah, we should get another playtest group together.
Yeah.
Down with dice.
Down with dice.
You show,
As we were
throw
all
off
talking
the
about all of
oppression
our dice that we
of
love.
RNG.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
It's about like being very like treasuresome with our dice, and then we just put them
Mm.
aside, and then we play a diceless game.
I
Or we
mean,
play
some of my
a
If we
game
don't
where-
roll the dice, they
must-
can never betray us.
true.
Yeah, exactly.
We must
And I-
be the masters of the dice instead of the dice being the masters of us.
I was gonna point out that literally one of my favorite RPGs is Diceless, so I'm down for Diceless games.
What game would that be? I'm like 100% sure I know what it is, but go
You
ahead
don't
anyway.
even need to ask me that. It's Firebrands.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Firebrands is so
There's a
good.
lot of good diceless games.
Firebrands is so good. It really
Mhm.
is. I mean, besides Firebrands, my other favorite RPG is also diceless, which is House of Reeds, which is about map drawing, actually.
You need to get
That's
me to
pretty
play
good.
House of Reeds, because that was like one game when like there was like this moment of time in like late 2015, early 2016 where I was like, hey, who's this Kelsa person? And then like I looked them up on YouTube and they're playing House of Reeds on Once Upon a Game, I think.
Yeah, I did that a couple times.
Yep. And I need to actually play that game because I
Yeah.
see you talk about it a lot, and I have to imagine it's super, super good.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I know nothing about it.
You draw a map and you make characters, and then you have scenes inside of the house that you drew. And
I
stuff
remember it now.
changes. My favorite part is it tells a progressive story across like multiple years, and even though stuff changes outside of the house, we only ever see scenes inside of the house.
And so it's like ways to reflect that change inside of the house.
Right,
Kinda-
yeah. Like
Interesting.
every time you go to a room, when you frame a scene there, you say what has changed since the last time we had a scene in this room.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
So
Anytime there's a mechanic of what's different or what's
yeah, like it
yeah.
could be like temporary, like you know, this scene takes place in the morning and the first strands of light are coming in through the window at a specific angle, or it could be something like, you know, a cornucopia is now sitting on the dinner table in honor of the fall season. You know, however it's going to be, you know, something has changed in the room since you were there last.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. And I think it's a really fantastic way to make you think about time and about places, like as far as, you know, describing a scene and just, you know, what changed since the last time we saw this room.
It's really flexible too. I think when I played it, I did it with Overwatch characters. We just like geeked out all over the Overwatch lore while describing all the different places they could fight or have discussions. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's so good. I mean, I did one that was where the family was an art collective. It was a bunch of artists living together in a converted warehouse. And I did one that was a couple who adopted talented orphans in order to prepare them for lives as adventurers.
Ooh.
And that game ended when the former roommate, or like the former adventuring partner of one of the parental figures, came by with his airship, and they all took off in the airship together.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, the adventurers came back for revenge.
No, it was good times. Like the wizard that lived in the airship came and lived with them for a little while and then left and then came back again, and then everybody went off together.
I like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is magic.
Yeah, no,
It's always the best.
it's super
Whenever
good.
your minions are grateful,
Anyway,
it's good times.
I spent a lot of time in Philadelphia this weekend because I went to PAX and PAX Unplugged, and that was super cool. I got to play a number of new games. I got to see a bunch of games I'd never heard of. I found a game that I really, really want called Cryptid, and it's a logical deduction game about trying to find cryptids. And basically, every player gets some simple clue about the habitat where this particular cryptid lives, whether, you know, like it could be like Bigfoot or a chupacabra or what have you. And then you all have to compare notes, and the first person to find it wins and gets like the credit for discovering.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And there was this really weird game called Tokyo Highway that's all about building stuff. It was a building game where it's very finicky and delicate, and I didn't actually get to play. I just watched other people play it, and I'm like, this looks so cool.
Was that like a board game then?
Yeah, it was like a board game. It was like a board game.
That's a really good idea for a theme. Like, people don't talk about it too much, but I watched a documentary once about industrial art and how people actually design highways and the buildings next to highway to like create a theme and to tell a story. And like, I don't know if that's what the game is about, but if it is, that's really amazing.
All I can think of is that you should not live next to a highway because you are gonna get like way sick from all of that exhaust. Like, you should not live near a highway. Also, if I'm thinking about cool deductory games that I want to play, I have been watching so much in Human Conditions, and I want to play that so bad.
I have only heard about it and not seen a thing about it.
I signed up for the pre-order, and I watched other people play it. I was given the option. I could have sat down and played it, but I was so exhausted at that point. I was like, I will not fully appreciate this. So
sure, I've been
just watching other people play it.
Adam has posted a whole bunch of videos on his YouTube, and the way that they're shot are super good too. But I've also watched like all of the playtest live stream VODs that they did for the devs did. I've been following it like crazy. The only thing that makes me sad is that I don't know enough people in real life to play it with, and it's very much one of those games that it doesn't translate as well online. It's like, what is that one? There's like, I want to say it's Mountains of Madness or something, where everyone's going crazy as you're playing it. It's like a Lovecraftian Cthulhuian inspired game, and I watched some people play it, and like it involved things like touching other people and stuff, so it's like not something you could really play online.
Right.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives me that vibe, in that you have to be like there's some tells. I don't want to spoil you, Lavender, so I'll keep it vague.
Okay.
But there's like some tells that you may have to do that involve like gesturing or whatever. And so if you were playing it with another person, you'd have to have webcam on, and you have to make sure that you're gesturing in the camera. Otherwise you could, like, I could do it down here and nobody would see, and that's not fair. So
yeah,
it just does not translate as well. As long as
I can see that. I can
That's
see
pretty
that.
cool.
Makes me sad. So if I ever go to TwitchCon and we have an opportunity to play, I'm gonna make all my friends play.
If you go to TwitchCon, I will make there be an opportunity to play.
Well, there's some discussions with some other streamers I know about next year. I'll keep you guys posted. It may
Now
happen.
I want to create an escape room game where the players have to have tells. Where certain things, like you open an envelope and it says, you do this now.
That sounds fun. I like the idea of like something like that. That sounds cool.
That's pretty cool.
You have to hack squads through the TwitchCon line from this year just to like make a space to play in Human Condition. So creating Human Condition.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to TwitchCon this year, and I'm super sad. I'm bummed about it because I bought my ticket, but then there was a scheduling snafu at work, and I just couldn't get any time off, even though it was only like a 2-hour drive from my house. I couldn't make it out there, and I was super bummed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like that's a bummer.
Yeah, that's the first one that I missed too. So,
well, I've missed them all. So, between us,
there you go.
like compared to me, you've gone to a whole bunch of them.
True.
It's literally on the other side of the country. I can't make that happen.
No, I that's fair. That's totally fair.
But yeah, there's some people who are talking
we should all
about,
go to Wendy Con.
what is that and where is that?
So, Ceres, our player we're waiting for, actually has her own con with her other group. And it's May 3rd through May 5th. Where is it? I gotta go to this, though. I know it's on the East Coast, though.
And you're like, and Kelsa can just fly out there because she's a nerd like that.
Yeah, y'all can fly out there. You're all nerds. Where is it?
Well, we'll have to ask Sarah when she gets here.
Yeah, but a group
West
of us were
Virginia.
talking about getting one of those like big camper vans and just driving it cross country, because there's a couple of like
That
guys
sounds
from
amazing.
the UK, and they want to go, like, basically they want to go across the US anyway, just to kind of see the sights and stuff. And so they were talking about doing that to go to TwitchCon, and they're like, well, we could pick you up. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe. That sounds like a lot of faffing about.
Yeah.
It's really not as nice as you'd think.
Oh, they've already done that kind of stuff, like in Europe. So they enjoy it. I would just be like, can I just have like a real bed, maybe? And not be stuck in a car for like 5 days? That would also be nice.
Yeah. That's the thing.
It is
But-
cheaper than flying now.
It is, but at what cost, Kelsa?
All right. I think we've had enough faffing about. Roland, can you give us a recap of what happened last time?
All right. So last time, you all went and left Fort Walla Walla, and it went to I think it was the Burnt River Canyon, and you went there to pick up Dark Lavender Void's character. And the rest of his family. The rest of Jemima's family. Yeah.
Because we were stuck in a valley with a bunch of snow, and winter's only getting worse. So we can't really get out of the valley. So Fiddlesticks and who else came back for us?
Theo and Jordan came in their steampunk stove mech, and they found part of the caravan camped out next to a river. They're like, all right, it's time to go. So I got everyone. They hitched up the strange futuristic wagon to the steampunk mech, like kind of like a trailer.
Yeah, that works.
And they made some snowshoes, and they started trudging off. But the player's characters went off first to try and get some food, and they found food. That's his name.
Wait, what?
Food.
What does that mean?
Food was the mighty, majestic leader of the elk herd that was being cared for by an Indian tribe. And the Indians wanted to trade, already cooked food for supplies, but for some reason, our player characters wanted living food. Can you explain that for me?
I think we might have wanted more of it, is the thing.
You wanted more food?
Yeah.
You wanted the experience. You wanted food that you'd killed and cooked yourself.
Fiddlesticks doesn't trust game that he didn't catch.
Mm,
Yeah,
I
that sounds
see.
plausible.
Yeah. And it's also probably a little worse
It's
of a
like-
trade because we have to do like the processing of it as well. So we probably don't have to trade it as much.
So they
And
got
also
food.
easier to transport because you can
Right.
have it living. It just walks back with you, so that's fair.
I think that was a huge part of it,
Exactly what
actually.
happened. Yeah.
Food followed
Uh-oh.
you because you had carrots, I think it was. Oh, potatoes. No.
No. Moldy pocket potatoes that Jordan just has in her pocket.
Jordan had moldy pocket
It's
potatoes.
really good. Yeah.
And food loved the moldy pocket potatoes. So they followed Jordan wherever they went.
What the heck?
This all makes sense.
We killed the Stoonie.
It all made perfect sense. And it still makes perfect sense.
It does.
Because I said
though.
so. I said it made sense. And
It does, though.
so, and all that time, it took them like a week to go get food with a capital F, because that's food's name. And the caravan hadn't went very far because nobody really was motivated. So someone made an inspiring speech. I can't remember.
I think it was Jemima.
I think everyone made an
Um,
inspiring speech.
Yeah, I think everybody made some kind of inspiring speech. I think Jordan made a slightly condescending speech.
Mhm.
You know what? That sounds like
There were some Bible verses in there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it got everyone motivated, and they all got up and they were hopeful. There was hope and fire in their eyes, and food looked really delicious. So everyone managed to get their stuff together and get out of the snow-filled valley. At that point, you came to Fort Walla Walla.
Right. This is where I'm getting confused because I was in the wrong point in time, and the inspiring speech is more to our group once we got into Fort Walla Walla.
Ah, is that when you
Right.
started
No, that's
speaking?
right. Because Fort Walla Walla wanted us to stay, and those people who had we left behind when we went on this adventure, including Jordan's wife, were all like, "Oh, we can just hang out in Fort Walla Walla," and they don't want us in Oregon City anyway. And Fiddlesticks is like, well, they seem like they could have us there, you know? And then there was a big inspiring speech after that.
Yeah, the people in Fort Walla Walla, man, like, they did not want anybody to go past Fort Walla Walla. They wanted all the Oregon settlers to not go anywhere further west.
Huh.
So they convinced all the rest of your caravan to stay in Fort Walla Walla, where they'd be safe, there'd be guaranteed trade, and they get land. So
What's
everyone
happening-
decided to stay there.
What's happening in Oregon City right now?
You don't know.
Smells like a
What do you think?
conspiracy to me.
We were talking about, I don't know that our characters know or not, but we were talking about how in Oregon City proper, because it's a part of our game that we don't just take land from natives. We have to negotiate for that land and trade for it like fairly.
Fairly, that's the important part.
Exactly. So we just have Oregon City, and Oregon City is apparently running out of space to host any more people because we don't have resources being generated over there yet to trade with them. So
I wasn't super clear if that was actually true or if that was a falsehood which was propagated by the people. Also, I need to move all these cams around.
that's fair.
Camera party.
Welcome! Okay. So, okay, now everybody's in more or less the right spot, except Stanny is off the screens. I'm gonna deal with this for a second. Everybody say hello to KingSeras and
Hello.
catch up.
Oh.
Hi, Saris.
Hi. I was decorating the Christmas tree with my family.
How festive.
That's
It
great.
was very festive.
Do you have
And then
bumpers?
we got most of the way through it. And then my sister was like, "Oh, I think I didn't put it together the whole way." It's a Christmas tree. And then we had to undo
Oh no.
all our progress so
No.
far and start over.
No.
Oh no.
So that was my holiday adventure.
Yep.
Is it color coded?
Did-
Because sometimes we got the colors wrong.
It our old Christmas tree was color coded like that, where it was like the bottom row was one color and then the next row. But this
Yeah.
is just like 1, 2, 3. And then like she didn't like spread out the branches or anything. She just was like, "Funk, there you go, it's done." And then my niece was really, really into getting that started, so we were just like, well, we won't stop the 5-year-old. And then we let her like tear around putting things on the tree, and then my other sister was like, I didn't finish that. I just put it there. We were like, God damn it, Michaela.
Oh, jeez.
You have to have all the pine needles be really bushy. And
Yeah, we fixed it. And that about the point where my sister was like, "Oh, by the way, we're redoing this." I was like, "I'm cracking into the wine."
Yep.
Yep.
seems legit.
Yep. And as always, I have a model that I will be
Ooh.
starting on. We'll see where this is.
Did you go to PAX Unplugged?
I did. I was there, but I mostly was haunting the vendor hall. I was
I
only there for Saturday.
Gotcha.
And then I met up. And then we spent most of our time there in the vendor hall. And I met up with some people in a beta test for a game I'm in. And then I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna meet these guys, and we're just gonna chat for a couple minutes." And we talked for 2 fucking hours because I cannot shut my face.
Awesome.
Yes. So I left, and then I was like, "I didn't look for Kelsa."
That's okay. On
Yeah.
Saturday, I was so exhausted. I took like a 2-hour nap in the middle of the afternoon. I didn't even go over to the vendor hall at all until Sunday.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's where I was, and then I actually ran into people I wasn't expecting to see.
Nice.
Yeah. And because I wound up like standing in front of a booth for 2 hours talking to these people. Because I held still, then I like saw all these people who I knew were there because they walked past me, and I was like, I think the next con I go to, I have to just find a spot and stay there. Like just hold court wherever I am. Just like bring a chair, plop down, and wait.
Yeah,
Zeke comes by.
That's how you do it.
And call out names also. Like, hey, it's you, the person I know.
Right? Yep. Yeah, I saw one of our other local friends who I didn't even know was going, and he walked by, and I was like, "Tom!" Ah! Come forth
Nice.
and hug me.
I was just gonna say because one of the things in the vendor hall were these really nice miniature holders for painting your miniatures.
Oh, like this?
No, a different one that was like a little handle.
Oh, okay. with like a teacup handle.
Kind of, yeah.
This is a handle.
Yeah, like a teacup handle, and then it has an area where you can screw like a bottle cap, just a generic bottle cap onto it.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can glue your miniature to the bottle cap and then screw it onto the base, and then you can hold it and then spin it, and that's pretty cool. I bought one, but it's downstairs.
So this has worked really well for me. I just wear it every year to Gen Con. And so now I'm the Afro guy at Gen Con. So I'll just be walking around, it's like, Afro guy! And I'll go over and I'll talk to him. Yeah, I saw you at the costume ball. You were tearing it up. I'm like, yeah, I do it every year. And it works. You just gotta have something really obvious.
Well, see that I really figured that out. This year I did not shave the side of my head, and you couldn't see my tattoo, and it was so hard for people to recognize me.
I didn't.
Oh man!
Spot your head. I didn't spot your head like I thought I was going to.
Next year, you gotta go to the hair salon and gonna put LEDs over your tattoo.
Oh, that would be cool.
So it actually glows.
I'm just gonna wear a Stany shirt or something. I can't be bothered.
I was also in costume, so I did not look like this.
What costume did you wear?
I was dressed up as one of the characters I like from Malifaux, the game that I'm painting all these figures from.
Okay.
So I had a shoulder length red wig on.
I saw some pretty cool cosplay. I think my favorite was when I saw them getting ready in the bathroom, and someone had a spider butt. She was some kind of spider.
They were LARPers from the Night Realm.
Exactly.
Because I walked past them, and Spider Butt was like, "We love your costumes," because that was my friend, and she was also cosplaying for Malifaux with me. And we were like, "We like your thing too," and they were like, "Do you want to LARP?" And I was not gonna be like, "No," but I was like, "But I'll take. Tell me more. You're being nice. This is clearly something you're getting paid to represent. So whatever, talk to me."
Yeah.
And she handed me the card, and I flipped it over, and I looked at my friend, and I was like, "That's our friend Crystal on this on this business card. One of our other cosplay friends." And they were like, "She's back there, you know." And we were like, "What?" So I had no idea she was there either, let alone promoting this LARP she likes.
Oh, it's the best marketing plan ever. You just get everyone's friends, put them in a room, charge admission. Oh, it's almost like that's what a con is.
It is actually pretty much exactly what a con is.
Yeah, people are like, "What do you go to a con for?" And I'm like, "To socialize. To pay a bunch of money to socialize." And then I went to a really good panel at the end of the day.
That's cool.
But
That's cool.
that was icing. I was there to see friends.
Right? Yeah, I went to one panel, and it was on Friday. And almost the entirety of everything else I did besides working the convention was seeing friends and talking with friends and socializing and having an amazing dinner. Next time you have to be there for a Friday night and have dinner with me and Eric.
Where did y'all go?
We went to Marrakesh.
Okay.
Moroccan restaurant.
Mm-hmm. We went to the shabu shabu place that was right up the street, which is the Japanese hot pot, if you're unfamiliar with what the fuck shabu shabu is. So like Korean hot pot, which I've had before, puts the broth like in front of you. Are you familiar with what the fuck I'm talking about? Do you guys know what hot pot is?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Well, like,
I don't.
Kind of.
Okay. Well, hot pot is basically you get like meat, veggies, noodles, and the meat's like really super thinly sliced, and then you cook it by like taking it with your chopsticks and you put it in boiling hot broth, and then it cooks like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then you like make a soup basically, and it's fucking delicious. And this may just be the restaurant I went to, so I'm trying not to make sweeping generalizations, but when I've had Korean hot pot, you get like a personal pot of broth, boiling hot broth in front of you, and then you put whatever the fuck you want in it and make your own soup.
Mhm.
The Japanese style shabu shabu, at least at the restaurant I went to, it's like family style, and there's like a big thing of boiling hot broth that the whole table shares.
Gotcha.
And they have like a little wire basket ladle thingy, and you like put your meat in it with your chopsticks and you dunk it in, and then you and shabu shabu is the Japanese onomatopoeia for swish fish.
I can't
Swish.
ever go to this because I would just knock the bowl over.
Oh, it is massive, and it's like fixed into the table.
Okay.
You really have to try hard to
You have
knock
to
the
like
bowl.
literally try to flip the table, and you
Yeah,
still
you
might-
literally have to like push it over, and now you're just being an asshole on purpose.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
I
So-
just have a really bad habit of knocking everything. Every
No, I
drink near me within a 50-yard radius goes right on the game board every
If
time.
you knocked over the shabu shabu broth bowl, I would be dismayed and impressed.
Right?
And
All
my
right.
adventure was that I had ordered shrimp with it,
Ooh.
expecting like cocktail shrimp, but no, it was the creature. Like,
Oh, like the big old massive prawns.
yes, with the head still on.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
And I had to Google how to properly prepare and eat them.
Did you have
'Cause
to
I
like
had-
devein them and everything?
That is
Oh
wild.
yeah, no. I had to. They went in the stew, and I had to they went in the community broth pot, and I had to like time it right because you don't want to eat undercooked shellfish. That's very
Right.
dangerous.
Yeah.
You also
Absolutely.
don't want to eat overcooked shellfish because that's
That's also gross. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I had to look up, and then I had to like pull them out, wait for them to cool off, and then pop those suckers' heads off. and then peel the rest of the shell off. And the rest of the shell peeling off was like, I've eaten shrimp before, no
Yeah,
big
it's
deal.
not.
Yeah.
But the head part was a learning curve.
I can imagine.
And
But
then
I've
like
never
I think
had
I
to-
think the worst part was then like I had to discard those, and so I had this bowl full of shrimp heads in front of me.
I can
Oh,
only
man.
imagine you as like a super villain for shrimp. With this bowl of shrimp heads.
Just with their weird dead eyes looking at me. Yep. That was my food adventure at PAX Unplugged.
nice.
That sounds
Nice.
so amazing.
Fantastic.
All right, where were we?
Recapping.
Yes.
Recap.
We were at Walla Walla
You were
and speech. That's all I remember.
someone was questioning the geopolitical accuracy of my scene framing.
Okay.
So I think that what's going on is that the natives own all the land, and what land Europeans have been able to trade for is not economically viable because the natives use the food in the rivers to live off of and to build their villages next to, and it's basically infrastructure for their tech level. The Europeans historically put farms there, and obviously the Indians don't want to give up their infrastructure, food source, and ancestral homes for a farm. So the lands people get are unwanted for some reason.
Well, they're not like close to like the point of that would be that we don't get the river, so we don't have that asset.
Right.
And we can't even have the river for farmland because it doesn't belong to us.
Well, clearly we need to build some sort of floating city with sky farms.
Yes, perfect. I'm on board.
But you also have to
makes the
get-
most sense. That makes the most sense.
I mean, that's what they did in medieval times. You don't have space to go out, so you go up.
The other problem is that transportation rights was an issue. Like Indians didn't want Europeans traveling through their lands.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is Sky City with SkyTrain and airships. Gotcha.
I mean, we were going
Yeah.
steampunk, so let's just go full steampunk.
All right.
Got it.
I am in.
I mean, I was gonna say maybe we could, establish a positive precedent and be kind to these people and perhaps
also
form
that.
a favorable impression. But
Also
fuck
that.
Yeah, no,
But
fuck that.
also-
Let's go up.
Also Sky Cities.
Go up.
You go up or you go home. And I can't get back.
There's-
Because
You
because
can't
that's
go out
America
anymore.
now. I can't go back to America.
No. It's a silly place. Let's not go there.
Right?
So I wanted to start this this session off by having you guys spend experience points. What do you guys think about that?
What?
I would love to
Ooh.
learn how to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Sounds
Give
good
us
to
a
me.
Crash
Yeah.
course in spending XP.
So I put some experience on your character sheets. There's
Ooh.
actually called milestones.
What?
You each have 4 minor milestones, and most of you have 4 significant milestones, but Jemima has 1 less because you lost your sauce. So basically the way milestones are granted, you're going to get 1 milestone at the end of each session, and I checked, and this is session 6.
Ooh.
I gave you a significant milestone, one of them I remember, and the rest of them you got minor milestones for. The milestones can be combined or broken apart at the same ratio. So you have 3 minor milestones will make a significant milestone, and 2 significant milestones will make a major milestone.
Hmm.
Right now, the only thing you use a major milestone for is to create a new strange skill. So if you wanted to have more magic powers, you can do it that way.
Maybe.
A significant milestone. And the significant milestone is more about expanding what a skill does. Right now we have 12 skills. When I have finished the skill system, it's going to be down to like 6, 7, maybe 8 skills. But we're going to implement the skill modification rules now. And maybe you can just ignore some of the skills you're not so interested in. Or maybe you will use these and suddenly learn how to cook. So you can spend a significant milestone
didn't we
to...
have like a long discussion about how none of these skills are cooking?
I believe we did.
That was last
I mean-
time.
Here's one thing I can say. I can build a meal.
Right?
That's
I
what I
can
said.
invent-
Everyone got mad.
I can
Everyone
invent
got
a
mad.
meal and then build it. I'm fine. I know how to cook.
They got mad about that. They said you can't build a meal. I said that was wrong. See, you get this, Denny.
I'm pretty sure I can build a meal is exactly how Blue Apron works.
Yeah, I think you may be right.
And then I'll prove to you that it's food. There we go. It's done.
Exactly.
That is exactly how Blue Apron works.
Yes. They research and invent meals. They teach you how to build it.
Yeah,
And then
and
they
then
prove to you that it's food.
and then you're like, "Fuck off, mom! I can cook."
See, my argument was that good cooking requires chemistry. I didn't like that either.
Chemistry's not
So-
on the list.
It also depends on what kind of cooking it is. Because
Yeah,
some of
baking
it-
is way more chemistry than regular cooking.
yeah.
That's exactly right.
But now you can just have a skill for cooking.
Nah, just use build. It's fine.
Good, good.
No!
We can do both. We can do both.
Okay, perfect. I like that.
So you can use a significant milestone to rewrite the theme of a skill, which basically is what the skill is about. So if you want to change your build skill into a cook skill, you can totally do it with this. And the reason why it's so expensive is because there's supposed to be less skills and all kinds of things built into the skills. So it's overpriced right now. But we can just say like there is a cook skill out there and you can buy that for free. You can add an action to a skill. So remember before we were talking about how some skills are action skills. You can do things with them. And some skills are narrative skills. You can declare things with this. Yep. Each one of those 4 actions are supposed to be individually bought for a skill. So here you can actually spend a significant milestone to take your skill and say, well, before I could only declare stuff with this skill, now I can do something practical with it as well. So the 4 actions are in their own handout. They are impose your will, deny another action, define an aspect, or block a future action. So right now your green skills define and block, while your black skills impose and deny.
Okay.
And you can spend a milestone to do more stuff.
In that handout, you might want to bold the impose and deny. Because
sure, I'll do that.
Otherwise, it blends in with the rest of the black.
Yeah, or put like a space between them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there, now it's done.
Yay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Cool.
Okay. In the future, I'm going to have extras. Extras let you do things like control if you're doing physical or mental damage and that kind of thing. Right now, I don't have it all written out, so I don't want to like do that haphazardly, so we're just not going to do that. You can spend a significant milestone to add a die to your strange skill and increase your flaw. So what that basically means is your strange skill, instead of replacing 1d6, will now replace 2d6. So it's exponentially powerful to do this, which is why you don't have a choice when you increase the power level of a strange skill, you increase your flaw.
And what does increasing your flaw do, mechanically?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Yep.
So I don't remember I have it all written down. At the first level, it does not. The second level, it restricts you to using one of the 4 power sources: the gears, the steam, the etheric, and the fairy. At the third level, it will either, like, this is more mutable.
So we were not already restricted to using one of those?
All of you are, except for KingSeras, who only has the base level.
Because I got a weird special magic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Astana, you're muted.
So you can.
Thanks. I was just asking, does that mean that we all already have a flaw then, except for Ceres?
Yes.
Okay.
And that flaw is limiting your strangeness to that one element, which I think is at the bottom of your character sheets. So yeah, where are they?
Yeah, mine's gears. Lavender's is etheric.
And my esteem.
Yeah. So at this point, you're either going to narrow what your theme is, like what kind of powers you can use, or you're going to start having some kind of drawback, like maybe steam comes out of your body whenever you're working on it, or maybe anything you work on has a negative aspect that can be compelled against you. Something like that. It's very mutable. And at the 4th level, it's very major defining weakness, like being burned by sunlight, or not being able to touch iron, that kind of severe disadvantage. But you'll also be replacing all your fate dice with d6s for that skill.
Yeah, that's
which
super
is
powerful.
disgusting.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
say
it's
disgusting. I say very interesting.
Should you really allow the whole dice pool to be replaced by d6s?
Yes.
That's a
No.
fair question.
No. No, you shouldn't. Because the probability works entirely differently. And
That's right, you can't fail.
the pool of d6s blows the curve way out of the water. You shouldn't be able to
It
replace
does.
the whole pool, maybe half. You're already playing with fire with one.
Sarah sounded the voice of reason and gold, just like
Serious-
So
Serious-
first off,
I mean,
true,
you know
actually.
what? You know what? It's your game. Whatever. You're the one who has to deal with the consequences of blowing that probability out.
I think the point is that if you have sacrificed this much to be this good at this type of magic, because it's only going to be when you're doing whatever your magic is. You're just badass at whatever this magic is, and you can just do whatever you want with it because
you will be able to do whatever you want with
whatever
it.
you
Very
want.
true.
Because I mean, at the
Yes.
very minimum, you're getting 4 successes.
Yes, your
Bare
minimum
In
result.
minimum.
addition to the stuff that you have from the skill.
Yeah, that's gross. So that's probably an 8 if you roll all ones.
yeah.
Yes,
Seven
yes, it is
for
an
me.
8 if you roll all one.
It's been done before in Fate, and it didn't blow up. I read the RPG Net reviews. Nobody complained.
Yeah, just because nobody complained doesn't mean you should do it. But
It's
okay.
fine. It's fine. We're going to be done with this game soon anyway.
You
Just
know
let
what? Okay, I'm gonna. Yep, sure. You're right. I should. It's not my. I'm not running this.
I mean, if you were, I know you wouldn't run it like this.
The other downside is that doing that, potentially advances to Doom Clock, which theoretically you don't want to roll to end.
Mhm.
That's fair.
I mean,
But maybe
theoretically,
do
we don't want the world to
short-term
end.
campaign.
I
Yeah,
mean, if
theoretically
you
you
say
don't want the
so,
world to end. I mean, I don't know. Which, by the way, since now the Doom Clock has advanced, you can use all of your strange abilities at one die without advancing the Doom Clock anymore.
Wait, what does that mean?
Gotcha.
At one die, what does that mean?
Whenever you're rolling your strange ability, you can replace the fate die with the d6 for free
Oh, okay, gotcha.
with 1d6, and then next time the Doom Clock advances, you can replace 2 fate dice with 2d6 for free, assuming that your skill is that powerful.
And
Um,
what will cause the Doom Clock to advance the next time? So if we're rolling these,
if we wanted to make that happen, what would we do?
I mean, how about it? Just so we can make sure that we don't make that happen by mistake. How about that? How about
If
that?
you wanted to replace 2 of the dice with d6s, that would advance the Doom Clock right now.
Okay, so we could choose to do that by just saying I'm just more powerful now. Basically, if we had to roll. Okay.
If we advance our power so that we'd have that option at the drop of a hat, are we still able to just roll at the 1?
Yes.
Cool.
And remind me, how doomed can the world get before there is no more world?
So there is 20. There's 10 boxes per level, and there's 4 levels. The 4th time it fills up, the world ends. It's become too doomed, too strange. You guys really messed it up.
And then we
Or-
go over to and we start playing Mortally Bankrupt because that's just how the world is now.
It's
Yep.
probably worse than that.
I almost think so too.
Yeah.
But-
Okay.
But I don't know.
Like at least Mortally Bankrupt has cool TV shows.
Fair. Fair.
I cannot argue with that.
Gotcha.
All right, so besides the hypothetical case where you are hell-bent on destroying the world and therefore max out your skills, you could destroy the world for free without spending any fate points. Besides that strange, unlikely circumstance, there'd be no reason to advance your skill that much. But if
Okay.
you did, then more power to you.
I'm just asking questions.
I feel like maybe you shouldn't have presented the option phrase "destroy the world without spending fate points" while Estanie was listening.
I'm sure the world will be fine. Don't worry about it.
I saw the wheels start turning. Like, I could destroy the world without spending a fate point.
Like,
Tell me
does
more.
that mean that I can spend fate points to destroy the world now?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what I
yes.
heard.
But
And
you'd
just-
have to start right away
many-
because you could only get one doom counter per scene.
She's like, how many fate points to destroy the world? Asking for a friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can actually get more than one doom counter per scene, but you wouldn't want to hear how to do that, would you?
Are you sure?
We
So-
probably ought to know, like,
Each,
for the rest of
So we
us,
can avoid it.
asking for a friend.
yeah.
So the friend can avoid it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're
the
very
doom
rational.
counter goes up the first time in the scene. The power level of the scene is increased. So right now, default's 1. If you could spend a fate point to make it 2, if you then decided to go up to 3, that would be a second doom counter. And then for some reason you wanted to roll 4d6 right now, that would be 3 doom counters. But
So that would
you'd
be
be spending
5
3
in a
fate points to
scene.
do that.
Wow.
That would be 3 in the scene.
Oh, okay.
Because you would
Oh, right, 'cause you
increase
would have already-
the power level 3 times.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but no one would ever want to roll 4d6 in Fate for 3
I
fate
mean,
points.
I will say right now, my weird skill is not one I can roll on.
So you want to
it's
fix
a good
that?
thing there are rules that can fix that.
Yeah. Or maybe I'll just
Yeah.
think up a new one, a more active skill. I just need to figure out what that should be because I do want a new
You
skill.
can. You can also spend a significant milestone to instantly heal and clear any consequence.
Do we have anyone that
Because-
has any consequences right now?
Nobody. You guys are fine. You could also spend a significant milestone to create a character you control. This can be an object or an NPC. So if you want to make Excalibur, you got to craft it, but you want to stick around and you can attach aspects to it. You got to spend XP for that to happen. So like the steampunk mech is technically not under Estani's control.
Yet.
But if you
But
were
you
to
can
buy
spend
it,
some XP.
then it would become. And then you can also spend significant milestones to add a permanent aspect to a character you control. So then you can give permanent aspects to your mech, or to yourself,
Oh,
or
well.
to some other NPC you decided that should exist.
Hey, remember that aspect that I keep putting on myself about speaking local trade languages? I'd love to
Hey.
spend a
Yeah.
milestone and make that permanent.
Okay, but it would have to replace one of your 4 main aspects.
What? Doesn't say
Yes.
that. Because,
Well,
I
that's
mean,
You only have so many aspect slots on each character. You can't put just 10
Well,
aspects on the same character. That'd be
maybe-
weird.
Maybe it's chatty with all the local trade languages.
yeah.
Yes. But wait, I haven't talked about minor milestones yet.
Have not.
The minor milestone, you pick one of these rewards. With the other 2 rewards, you get one of that level and one from the one before it. So for a minor milestone, you spend them 1 for 1. You spend it in the game anytime it's a fate point. You should never do that.
But you can.
Sometimes
You
you need
can.
it, though. Maybe just...
Yeah.
You can switch the rank of any 2 skills, even a skill at 0.
Oh.
So if you want your hymnal code to be at 4, you can do that for 1 milestone. If you want your intimidate to replace your empathize, because you decided caring about other people is lame, you can spend a milestone to do that. You can rename any non-damaged aspect. aspects get damaged in conflicts, but we haven't hit any of those yet. So here you could just spend a minor milestone to rename your chatty aspect to chatty with other people.
Ooh.
With trade languages.
With trade languages.
Chatty in multiple
In that
languages.
case, what is the advantage of spending the significant milestone to add a permanent aspect to a character you control if you...
Because it's not your player character.
Like one of the NPCs or objects that you created with a different significant milestone.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's more important to do that. You could use it to add to yourself, but you shouldn't, is what I'm gathering from this.
Right.
You shouldn't.
Okay.
Don't do it.
It's a
If you
waste
do
of
it-
points. Use them on something else.
Okay.
Why? Break it up into thirds first, because you can do that.
And the minor
I
one
mean,
is for
yeah.
yourself.
That's right.
Okay.
And then you can clear a consequence that has been healed. We haven't dealt with healing yet, but basically, once you take a consequence, you have to do something before it recovers. And these two have to do with refresh. So I haven't dealt with refresh yet. But the reason why is because you guys just are sitting on piles of fate points.
I'm not. I spent
you're
a
not.
bunch last time. I only have one left.
You only have one left? Okay,
Yeah,
so
we should talk about refresh.
let's talk about refresh. In this game, refresh represents your character's agency. You can have a maximum of 4 refresh, and all starting characters should. And then it goes down when your main aspects are damaged through conflicts. Once you have none, you can die just by someone narrating it. So in order for that to happen, you want to keep your main aspects healthy. And the way that's represented is that each aspect is connected to both an NPC that's basically a front for something you're involved in, you're invested in as a player. So the idea is that these aspects are actually tracking what you as a player are invested in. So you can spend minor milestones to change that. You can spend a minor milestone to change what character your main aspect is connected to. And you can use it to change what story your main aspect is connected to. So right now, you see most of your aspects have little notes on them. That's telling me what story you're invested in. So if I look over here at random, I see Theo is interested in investigating why Theo and Handsome Jack both like books. That's telling me as a GM that's what you're invested in. So when we come to a conflict, I'm going to be like, so what are you putting up as stakes? Which aspect are you putting up as stakes? If you lose the conflict, that aspect's going to be damaged, and you're going to lose agency over that part of the story. And you're like, well, Golden, I decided that this is worth Theo and Handsome Jack both liking books. And if you lose the conflict, then that's telling me that the outcome of that conflict should be complication in that relationship that has to be resolved and healed before you can continue on that story. So you can spend a minor milestone to change the character or to change the story attached to each of these aspects. And one of the things I'm doing right now is I'm rewriting the minigame in order to make sure that every aspect when it's created has a character NPC and has a story connected to it. because that didn't happen. And I'm like, meh.
Maybe every time someone gets to create an NPC, there should also be a step for creating that entanglement. There seems like a natural progression there.
Yep. I'm thinking that the step where I asked the player to throw in a twist should be connect this scene with an already existing NPC. And then
That sounds good.
there would be this step also where you create an NPC, and when you create an NPC, that's also when that NPC helps you continue on. So whatever aspect you get from that scene will be tied to the other aspect. So we're going to have that role in the game get expanded, because it seems like players are never sure about what twist to make. So having them pick from NPCs seems like really good guidance as well.
That sounds amazing. I like that. I like that a whole lot.
So I'm glad. So that's that. So outcome of this is that you only get refresh from aspects that are tied to another character, to an NPC. So if I look at Fiddlesticks, I didn't write down the character. So here's Sarah, the widow, for
That's
just being
one.
shitty.
Uh-huh.
Morbidly curious. That's not connected to anything yet. Unusually blue eyes is connected with your with Christopher, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely. 100%.
And I'm not sure who doesn't kill humans is. So I don't actually know who those would be connected to. At this time, because I did not tell you this before, I'm just going to pretend you did and give you just the refresh of 4.
Okay.
Refresh is basically if your fate points are lower than that number, you just get that many more. So
Up so that they equal that many, yeah. So
right.
I'll go from 1 to 4, not 1 to 5.
Right. So you get up to 4 at the beginning of the session. It's also suggested for very long sessions that there be a refresh in the middle somewhere, but we're only playing for 3 hours, and we've been talking for an hour and a half. So that's not going to be a problem.
No.
Oh, I could talk for the full 3 hours. Don't try me.
I mean,
Man.
I believe
technically,
it.
even if we were playing the
finish the miniature.
game, we would be talking for that
2
long.
sessions ago, we started talking about, in my Sunday night game, we talked about designing an RPG where you deliver fast food for 2.5 hours before we actually got to the game.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, so
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
if I want my shape-shifting ability to be able to be narrative as well as action-oriented,
Yes.
that's going to cost me a significant milestone.
Yes. And I assume you want to declare and not block with that.
So I guess like by default the black ones have both impose and deny, and the other ones have both define and block, and if I want to add something to it, I'm adding only define or block. And
Yes,
so
that's right.
if I spend 2, can I have it do all 4 things?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that thing then.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know how you want to color code that to make that a fact, but
Rainbow colors. All right.
Whee!
Insert expletive here.
Good. Okay.
I don't know how I like that. No. That's not going to work.
Oh no,
I'll
that's
figure it out.
terrible. That's terrible.
That's the worst. Actually, I was hoping it would work before I started this, and I realized it was terrible.
Oh boy, that's real bad. Okay, I want to create a new strange skill, but I don't know what it is yet, so I'm gonna hang on to those other 2 significant milestones for right
Okay.
now. And But what I do want to do is spend those 3 minors as a significant to add an extra strange to die to my strange skill and increase my flaw.
All right.
Because of course I did. I
Course you can.
won't be the best shapeshifter that ever was, okay?
Now, I imagine you don't want to limit the amount of things you can shapeshift into.
Not really. I like the idea of there being some kind of some steam flavored tell.
Well, we already know what it is. It's your unusually blue eyes.
Well, right. But now they also like leak steam when I shapeshift. I don't know. Like, how does that work?
I like steam coming out of your mouth more. Like when you
Ooh,
talk.
like you're always smoking or something.
Yeah, either always smoking or like it's always cold. Like your breath condenses.
I like that.
Oh man, and like we don't even realize it until spring and it starts to thaw and it's still happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Right.
Good. Yes. I'm in for it.
That's cool.
I'll just make a note. Wait, did I not make these mysterious notes visible to the players? Because that would be just like me. Oh, you're all GMs now. You can all see everything. Good.
Yeah, I can see it.
I suddenly had a heart attack about how much I have to fight Roll20 sometimes.
We're all GMs now. Oh, I'm running this game now. It's a much different game.
Right? Let me move over to the other scene so audience can see my nice teal shape-shifting. How's everybody else going to spend their milestones since I just went and just ate them all up?
That was a lot of information to take in, so I have to also remember all the things that I can do. So I'm gonna do some thinking while other people are spending.
So
Here's a handout to look at while you're thinking.
I'll jump in here.
Hey.
And I'm actually gonna copy Kelsa a little bit. And I'm gonna put 2 significant milestones straight on up into making Grow do all the things.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I think I'm gonna hold them on the rest because I don't have a damage aspect. I don't have to do anything. I like where my skills are at the moment. So when more stuff happens, I'll probably switch things around. But since we're still sort of at the beginning of the action, I think I'm good for now.
All right.
Whereas I'm gonna be the one person who actually follows their word and takes the cook skill. I'm going to... What do I need to do for that?
You want to take the what skill?
The cook skill.
Oh, okay. You spend a minor milestone.
Cool.
And then you can add cook at a +1. I guess there's not space for it.
So I would have
so you
to
gotta
move
swap
something else.
one out. Yeah, something has to become a 0. Or because you're not getting another skill, you're saying cook is more important to me than these other skills. So which of your +1 skills is cook more important then?
That's a good question. I feel like sway can go away because I have all these other social skills that kind of overlap with it. Kind of in the way that I think about it, at least.
Now, do you think cook is an active skill? Are you going to be making food with it, or are you going to be declaring things because of your cooking?
Well, why can't it be both? I do have the...
It's not a magic skill.
Yeah. What I'm saying is...
I guess it can be both, yeah.
I'm going to make it both by spending milestones to to
Okay.
make it so that it can do the 4 actions. So I'm gonna
I
spend
guess you are
2, and then
allowed.
we can just say it's one or the other. But anyway, it can do all 4.
Okay. Wow, you really want to cook.
Yep.
Are you sure you wanted a +1?
Maybe we could swap it with something higher on the list too. Yeah. Let's maybe swap cook and lead.
Okay. Well, that would cost you another minor milestone, but I'll be generous this time.
Yep.
Because we're
So I
just
don't
getting
have
started.
any. Yep. I don't think I have any minor milestones left. I think I have
No,
2.
you do.
You have 3 left.
You have 3 left.
Okay. Okay, cool. In any case, I'm happy.
All right, cool. Wow, you really want to cook stuff. I can't wait to see what you cook.
I have all
This is gonna
this
be good.
sourdough starter.
Yeah,
That's
you gotta be able to
true.
make it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's gonna be so much fucking bread.
Right?
I mean, bread's delicious. I'm not gonna complain.
I mean, that's
Do
what
you
we
want
traded
to
food
make-
for.
Do you want to make the sourdough starter, the Bibles, or the stove mecha to be characters you control?
Oh my goodness. Yes. That sounds so good. Specifically the sourdough starter.
Okay.
Yes! That was exactly what I was hoping you would say.
Same.
Well, sourdough starter has 2 aspect slots, but that costs your last significant milestone.
Okay, perfect.
But you can combine the 3 remaining minor milestones into a significant milestone and give your sourdough starter an aspect.
Permanent aspect. Cool.
Indeed.
I want to give it an aspect teeming with life.
Oh no, I love it. I can just see how that can go wrong, and I love it.
Estani, you weren't here last time, but I narrated the sourdough starter like normally sourdough starter doesn't like bubble up enough in real time that you get to actually see it bubbling, but it's
Okay.
like we got to see it like actually like magically like bubble up and
Ooh.
boil and stuff.
Cool.
So there's already something weird going on with it. I just want
Nice.
to make it a
Okay.
thing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, now it's
Could,
always teaming with life.
nothing could possibly go wrong.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
The blob's
I
not
assume,
real.
Maybe we
I
should.
assume it's teaming with 2 E's and not an E and an A.
I think it's
Yes.
2 E's.
Yes, it is 2 E's.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be like joining
Like
forces
joining
with...
up, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Is it? Which one is
it's
it?
teaming up with life.
Yay.
No, that's
Tea,
a
best friend.
with
This-
2
this-
double E's.
This sourdough and
Gotcha.
life, BFFs.
Mhm.
Sourdough is the way to life and to work.
So I have
All
a
right.
question. Oh, are you done, or am I
Yeah,
interrupting?
yeah.
Okay, I have a question. If I create a new strange skill, it's gonna replace one of my skills, right? Because I can only have
No.
that pyramid.
If you make a new strange skill, we're going to put it in one of those little weird gray areas.
Okay, because I was gonna ask, instead of doing that, can I just turn one of my existing skills into a strange skill?
Yeah, you can also ditch one of your lesser skills. Why not?
Well, what I want to do is like, can I have my build be strange building, strange magical gear, magic building?
Hmm.
I say yes.
I mean, I'm already got magic growing,
Yeah,
so
I'm in. I'm all for this.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so then I'm gonna turn 2 of my significance into a major to create a new strange skill. And it's gonna be strange building, and I don't
Alright.
have a good name for it yet, but it's a buildy build thing. And then wait,
It's
there's more. It does all the things as well. There goes all my significance.
Yes.
it does all the things.
It does all the things, yeah. And then
Okay.
I'm also gonna then upgrade my three of my miners to get another significant. So I also get to add a die. It's a 1d6 now, and I get a flaw. I'm going all in on it.
It's 2d6 now.
How many fate points to destroy the world? Asking for a friend.
Right now, it would take you 20 fate points to destroy the world.
We're fine. We're fine.
I mean, all of us have what, 4? So
Yeah, I mean, we could get almost all the way there in one session.
yeah.
But why would you do that?
And see, then we just spend those leftover miners as fate points, and that's, I mean, I'm just here to watch the world burn, okay?
So I just have one miner left, and I'm gonna hold on to it because I don't know what to do.
I'd just like to point out that you hung that gun on the mantelpiece, sir.
I mean, again, you can't.
That's the
What is it
point.
called? Whose gun?
Chekhov's.
Chekhov's gun. Yeah,
Yeah.
You've introduced a gun, and now all I want to do is pull the trigger.
She's over there like, that
game
motherfucker is gonna be fired in Act 3 over my dead
is to
body.
make a game where the premise of the game must change throughout the course of the game. So nothing could make me happier than to hear about your plans to destroy the world.
I mean, they're my plans. They're not Teo's plans. Teo has no idea what I have in store for him.
That's usually how this works, I hope.
Oh, poor Teo.
He doesn't know that he's going to be the harbinger of destruction. He doesn't
Do
know.
you regularly communicate with your player, your character? Like, excuse me, I have some terrible plans for you.
Well,
I think-
what I'm saying is that he's not deciding this.
Oh,
And
okay,
this does
you
not come
are.
from him wanting to destroy the world. No. This is me saying, okay, we're gonna have some fun with our unwitting young inventor boy. And the world
Poor
might hang in
innocent.
balance.
Naive. Teo.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of points to do that, but man, it was worth it.
Agree.
If only he knew that the ability to think with machines was so dangerous.
But he doesn't know.
Who
He
could?
just is like, hey, you know what? I can build cool things. We're gonna come back in 2 years, and there's just a floating city. He just built this magical gear floating city, and with rubble, just nothing but rubble beneath them because the world is getting more and more crazy.
Nice.
That's how it happened pre long fall.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Just one crazy.
Oh no,
boy.
it's too close together. Because you're an animal character, and you are the first, the progenitor, and
Oh,
now
no. Oh no, it turns out that Fiddlesticks is Azilka's great
Yep.
grandfather. That sounds right, actually.
Mhm.
Like-
yeah, actually.
Okay, so I'm done. That's me.
Cool.
All right. Oh, you even rotated the milestones just the right way. That just
Yeah.
makes my obsessive compulsive disorder happy.
Right?
So
It
good.
looks so pretty. Now I want to fix these ones too. No. Oh shoot. No. Oh.
You've made it.
What have I done?
You can't just no reset to proper
there is.
aspect ratio.
I think
Oh,
there's
What
no
did I
reason
miss?
over my dead body.
I was
all right,
like,
you figured it out.
doot model, and you're like, you ruined it. And I looked up and I was like, what happened?
Heavens to
All the pieces are coming together.
Close enough.
Excellent.
It certainly looks like a bunch of boxes next to each other.
Good. Perfect.
Very good.
All right. So, well, we can't destroy the world unless we start a scene.
What?
Yeah, like well,
I mean, I think we should just bullshit for another hour and 15.
I mean, if
we are
anyone
going
could do it,
to,
it would be
but
us.
It
so.
would.
I mean, that's
So I
exactly what
commissioned
we're gonna
this
do,
nice
but we're gonna do it in
fire.
character.
In care. Okay, sure.
oh, okay.
Don't we have to do something with NPCs?
All right.
That's right. You got to pick what NPCs you want to see, but they're all gonna be left behind, so it doesn't really matter.
But the world is stranger.
The world is stranger, and I can't zoom in enough to control these green dots. There we go. All right, everybody can drop a green dot on your NPC, and I'll try and figure out how to make it happen.
Oh, since I gave myself an extra die, I was supposed to get a flaw, but we didn't talk about that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're supposed to have a flaw too.
So I
Oh, the
already
shape
ticked.
thing also.
So I don't know.
Does all of your things you build have like something wrong with them?
I mean, you say wrong, I say intentional design decisions.
Exactly. Like this, it's not a bug. It's a
not
feature.
flaw, it's a feature. It's
Yeah.
aesthetics. So you
So
have
what
to make,
feature
you have
does
to
all
make
your creations
sacrifices
share?
for fashion. Clearly.
Clearly.
I feel so called out right now.
Why? I don't get it.
Oh.
All right, where are the NPC things happening?
Perfection comes at a cost of something
The right side of the screen.
jealous people say.
Oh, over here. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Does everything you build have to have skis?
I mean,
Probably not.
I would prefer not to. I feel like that's a little excessive. Hello,
But what
Oh.
won't be excessive?
Hello, fiddlesticks.
Look,
Fiddlesticks.
I needed to show this to the stream because I don't have enough
So
fiddlesticks in my
good.
life.
What are you
Look
doing
at
here,
us.
Fiddlesticks?
Look at his mutton chops. They're so
Right?
good.
They are
Aren't they-
majestic.
Aren't they the best?
They just make me want to pet him.
Right?
My cat and his real mutton chops was over here a second ago.
Nah.
He just left.
So
If he comes back, I'll hold him back up.
You should.
are we taking these things and moving them over the?
I moved one over to
Dude.
Sarah.
I moved one to Florence.
I am not able to move them, and I don't know why.
Aren't you a GM?
Zoom in. We gotta zoom in.
Zoom in. Okay, I'll try zooming in.
Because of roll 20, you gotta zoom in.
Yeah. Okay. Ezra.
I'm gonna put mine over. Who's at the top here? If that's Ezra's.
The very top is Florence, and then there's Jack.
No, there's Winifred above Florence too.
Yeah, the circles.
Oh,
are
okay.
not-
I missed. All right, cool. I'm gonna put
So-
mine on Ada.
Okay. Just to make it more clear, the circles are not actually the person.
Yeah, those are the
Oh, okay.
fate points, right?
No, those are declaring what phase the relationship is in.
Right. Because they can
That's-
become like antagonistic or whatever.
Yep. So right now, Ezra is dominant over Florence, and Florence is dominant over Jack. They could become at war or at peace, or they could switch who's in charge of the relationship. Okay, so you guys want to see these people. But you're also leaving them as quickly as possible. I guess in the first scene, I have to show something. Who is Ada again? Oh yes.
Why don't you tell us about these NPCs? Since, well,
Ada
Since that's your job.
is some kind of busybody who likes manipulating people to be well liked. Sarah is some kind of alchemist or medical alchemist. Basically, she's a witcher. But I haven't seen Sarah fight with swords yet, so I'm not sure she's a witcher. But she knows alchemy. Ezra used to be a fairy lord. Now he's just an old man. And Florence, yes. Florence is also a doctor, but she's the kind of doctor that puts gears in people.
Hey, whatever works, right? I'm down for that.
But Florence is also not her real name.
right.
Let's see here. Did Florence help at all with any of your skill advancements, maybe? Is she responsible for cooking or building or shape-shifting or growing?
Isn't she responsible for
I think
ticks?
so.
She was.
She is.
She was able to read some, because we have weird books, right?
Right, yeah.
Books, and she was able to read some of the weird books and use that to help my father and subsequently me. Apparently, it was passed on to me. So, I think she could have influenced my my recent advancement in my building.
I think she adjusted your ticker.
Oh no,
Okay.
you're getting overclocked or underclocked.
I'm gonna, yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
love
I
it.
think you're getting ready to go, and yeah, this is Sarah, right? Sarah's the no Florence. Okay, Florence is the one adjusting the ticker. So was Florence? Was she an older woman?
I know
yeah,
Winifred
I think-
was, but I think she was too. Like, at least.
Yeah, older, not like old.
Yeah.
It's not like in
Yeah, I
her
get the
70s or anything,
feel.
but she's probably like in her
Probably-
40s.
Yeah, I was going to say probably 40s is what I got the feeling of.
Also, wasn't she Native American?
Hmm.
I
That
think
would make sense why Florence wouldn't be her real name.
Yeah, I think she's Native American, and she was
Yeah,
traveling with the group for some reason, mysterious reasons.
My other
She
cat.
tells you. So Florence gets her
Organize, yeah.
wrenches, and she's. Oh, kitty!
I love you, kitty.
That's Morgana.
She's very cute.
I caught her trying to scratch up my chair.
Mm-hmm.
So Florence has one of those wrenches that, they go around like this, and she's tightening up one of the bolts in your ticker, whatever. X, we're not entirely sure. And she says, you might need to get some of these gears replaced pretty soon.
How can I get a replacement for these gears?
Well, you make them yourself. I don't know of anyone in the area making gears like this. It's mostly a European invention.
Okay. So I will have to find some metal, forge some gears. Is there anything in particular I need to know about them?
I was gonna say millimeters, but I don't think millimeters are invented yet. Or are they? Why were millimeters invented, Google? $17.99. Okay, we're good. So she's like, you have to get a 3.5 millimeter gear and make sure that it weighs less than 13 grams.
Okay, I think I can do this.
And then you'll have to get someone to replace it for you. Unless you clear to work on your ticker yourself.
Is that safe for me to do? I don't really
No, it's
understand.
not safe at all.
Is it safe for you to do? I laughed.
Of course, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Then can you show me?
I'll have to show you on someone else. Nobody else here has a ticker.
Yes.
I know. Did you use gears in your stove?
Yes.
All right, I can show you there.
Okay.
So you both go outside, and she's got her thingamabob, and it's basically a torque wrench. You can tell how tight she's tightening the screws. And she explains you put too much pressure on, and then it could crack the screw, or maybe it'll ruin the threads and all the springs will go everywhere, which would be a disaster, of course.
Sure.
So you kind of get the hang of it. She gives you the torque wrench, and you can feel how tight the screw needs to be. And she takes off different gears off of your stove mecha, and you can see the weight matters because it's different inertias, and that controls how fast the gears spin and all that. And I spent way too many years in physics classes. I'm sure you're not interested. But she explains how to make the right gears. And you're pretty sure if you ever find someone selling gears, you can replace them.
Or I can make my own gears.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not like Teo has any skills with building, especially not magical skills. So
yeah,
it's probably
it'd be real shame that I don't have that.
But where would you find the materials?
I mean, there's a big metal
Well, the problem
stove right in front of me.
The problem is that, of course, these gears, you can't make them out of silver. It's way too soft. You need a hardier metal.
but also a light one.
Then I will have to discover something.
Ooh, tricky, tricky.
Something new.
Star metal.
Okay. Cool.
I think yeah, let's move on. I had something with Ezra, but I can't remember what it was. Oh man. That's the problem with the long breaks between games.
It is.
Yeah.
Sadly, there's not much we can do about that, because if there was,
No.
we wouldn't have had that long of a break. So.
Yep.
Well, let's move on. Let's get back to Oregon City, where all your families are.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Who wants to be the lead navigator?
I am navigate. I think. What are my skills again? Sense, tempo, intimidate, footwork.
Sense before?
Yeah, I think so. But sense is a
It's a
narrative,
narrative
skill.
skill.
So, like,
Well, we have Jordan who can lead us.
yeah,
Yes, I sure can.
yeah. Why don't you lead us there? Lead us.
All right. I will
Lead us to Oregon.
cue
All right,
epic
so there's
music.
only 4 of you now. Do do do.
Bum-ba-da-dum.
So yeah, go ahead and roll 40F plus 3.
All right.
And it will be
It is exclamation
That's
point roll,
ability.
right?
it's
Slash.
/ roll.
/ Okay.
Yeah.
I always an exclamation point roll was a command in something else I
Mhm.
played.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go.
Good old IRC days.
Yes, I'm pretty sure those were good old IRC days. I had
4
to
is a good
Um,
number.
to a young person what the fuck IRC was, and I've never felt more like a vampire. Just like, I am ancient beyond your understanding, child.
Listen,
In internet
There's
years, I am
only-
10,000.
only me and my boss can remember a world without Google.
I remember
Wow.
a world without Google.
I also remember.
Well, and people of our age, but can you imagine people who have never had to find a website without Google?
I
Oh
mean,
my
those
gosh.
people
wonder
can't
why we
imagine
have-
a world of GeoCities
Oh my gosh.
They can't.
I
and
remember.
Angel Fire and Live Journals and
Oh,
MySpace.
Angel
Angel
Fire.
Fire.
Oh my gosh.
Fire.
That's those were the days. I remember back before
I
there was
used Zoom.
Google.
I remember back before I had internet, and
I
I had to look up stuff in encyclopedias.
I remember in elementary school being one of the few people who had internet at home. So we were doing
Oh, man.
some kind of research project where they were introducing us to how amazing the internet is, and somehow, despite our school's networks, whatevers, searching for information about Lake Champlain, still found me porn.
In the
okay.
80s or 90s?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this was like the probably mid 90s, like early like maybe 92, 93. I wanna say.
Wow, I didn't know there was porn on the internet back in 92.
Oh my gosh. You,
As long as there's been internet,
you
there's been
poor
porn.
sweet summer
Come
child.
on.
Yeah, as long as there have been humans, there has been porn.
Right.
So
And wherever the humans are, including the internet.
Now I'm googling Lake Champlain porn to see if I can.
Okay. And now back to our show.
So now you get to the Dells. I want to. Yes. I want to compel Theo's silversmith aspect
Okay.
and say your family has been building stuff in your absence because they're also silversmiths and has gotten you into debt.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, cool. You get a fate point.
I like
So-
trouble. I'm down.
As we arrive at the Dells, which is this very steep area of waterfall rapids with giant rock outcroppings, there are salmon, whatever. The fishes jumping over the rocks and up the waterfalls. And remember where you knocked your wagon went through the
Yep.
the Indian fishing things. Well, your family has built them a new set of scaffoldings, only it's twice as tall. And you see they got like silver levers, and there's this raft of logs at the bottom of the falls that looks like it's been untied and tied back up together with now a smaller amount of logs. And you see, let's look at your kids' names. Yeah, you see Sylvie. She is just sitting on top of the scaffolds, just hammering away. And Jacqueline and Claudette, one of them has a spear and the other one has this big net. And there's a couple of natives trying to help teach them how to fish. And Marcel is smoking with some of the other Indian guys that are just watching. And nobody's seen you yet because you're all still in the forest. But with your giant, enormous stove mech, they're going to see you soon. Did you leave food behind? Because food is supposed to feed all the other people.
Food stayed with the other people because
All right.
I'm surprised he's still alive and we haven't eaten him yet, to be honest.
I briefly forgot we named the elk food.
Oh yeah, you weren't here for the
Me too.
recap where Golden mentioned it like no less than 5 times with like extreme emphasis.
Yeah.
Food with a capital F because
For
we named
clarity.
the elk food.
And I was over here dying, just like,
Yeah.
Well, now you have no more food, except for
our own provisions.
yes, other provisions
Except for the
that may be
lowercase
edible.
food.
Yes, which is nowhere near as edible.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks had it in his mouth.
Oh yeah. So you drive your mecha oven up to the riverside, and Sylvie sees it, and she starts to wave.
I stick my hand out of the slats and wave back.
Nice. Yeah, what do you want to do? You're about a mile away. There is an area of the forest that's been trampled before by the stove mech. There's like just trees knocked over everywhere, and you see like some places where the mech slid off the hill a little bit before they regained its footing.
I want to try to follow that path back towards civilization. I don't want to damage any more nature because that just seems rude.
Okay, give me a pilot check. I think it'll be a difficulty of 4 because the
Okay.
terrain's bad and you're trying not to make things worse.
Okay. So I have a +2 in that, so I would roll 4DF
So yeah,
plus
4
2.
slash roll plus 2.
Roll 4DF plus 2. No.
Womp
Um.
womp.
Wait. I have like a million fate points though.
You sure do.
Okay.
So would I have to spend
You
2
do.
fate points?
You should only have to spend 1.
1?
Because
Why?
that should give you a +2. But you have to describe how.
But 2's not going to be enough, right?
Oh no, you're right. You do need 2. I'm like. Somehow.
You could attempt a reroll.
That just seems real risky though.
I mean, the odds aren't great, but you could attempt it.
It's true.
Hold on, let me do some counting. 2, 3, 4. I have like 8 fate points. I can spend 2 on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we may need to wait for.
Tell me what which of
Am
your
I
aspects?
back?
Yes, you seem to be back. But you're now in the wrong place. Can everybody turn off their cams for me? And then Estani on, and then Lavender, and then Ceres. Yay, we're back in the right order. Good job, everybody. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm gonna
you're
spend
gonna spend
fate
two. So what two aspects are you invoking here?
I am unshaken.
Yeah.
Like I'm slipping and sliding.
No, it
but
happened again. Is that gonna happen again, Golden? I can't.
Okay.
In the right order.
Huh?
And then instantly Zoom closed.
Oh no.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you again.
Mhm.
So should it be okay now if we do this one more time?
Let me see if I can figure out what's going on.
Okay, we'll just live with the wrong order for a minute. If anybody gets confused, then I'm so excited that people are watching the channel.
I love that reaction.
So yeah, I totally feel unshaken. And what's the second one? Well, we're waiting for
I think I'm gonna pull on my ticks. My ticking ticks in time with the Mac. We move as one.
yeah.
That is really annoying because everything should be fine.
I had weird issues with my internet earlier today too, so sometimes it happens.
I have good connection to the Wi-Fi. Let me check my my actual modem.
You have a great connection to the Wi-Fi. It's just that the your Wi-Fi doesn't have a good connection to the internet.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's only so much you can do about that. Like
Yeah.
when I get dips, like I was having like I was bouncing around between like 0 and 2,500 bit rate during my stream at one point.
Oh my gosh.
And there's just nothing you can do about it.
Just all over the place.
It's an ISP issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it was absolutely perfect all the time you were bullshitting.
Right?
Well, I mean, it had the decency to at least let us have our bullshit.
That was very serious business bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems
To
like
be
it's
fair.
okay now, though. I mean, you haven't.
Yes, it's everything's perfectly fine now. Let's continue because the internet certainly is not as sentient and capable of hearing us talk about it.
Okay, everybody cameras off. Except for Golden. Alright, Estani. Lavender.
Okay.
KingSeras. Bamf. Awesome, we did it.
Okay, so while you were gone, I decided to spend 2 fate points to pass this
All right.
because
Did
I am
you-
unshaken. I'm invoking my
two of them?
unshaken, and I'm invoking my ticks.
Okay. Yeah.
Ticking in time with my mech. We move as one.
Okay. Are you using them to get +2s each?
Yeah, may as well because I don't trust myself to reroll.
Who does?
And I had like 8 fate points. I can spend 2. I just gotta compel. I'm fine.
See, that's kind of the problem with the other rule where you get fate points you're not in the scene because you just get an avalanche of fate points. I don't know. There's something about it. Like it's fun to play with, but you get so many fate points. All right.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Since you've had your ticker messed with, has the speed of the stove mech changed.
Hmm.
What do you mean by the speed? Like how fast it walks? Or the
Yeah.
speed of it ticking?
Probably both.
I feel like the speed's variable. Like it's based on the controls. I can control how fast or slow it goes. But I think when she was
Gotcha.
showing me how to repair myself by showing me on the mech, we probably tick at the same rhythm now.
Ooh, it's in sync.
Okay, whereas you didn't before. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
we're in sync, basically.
Nice.
That's
We've been
cool.
synchronized. Yes, I love it.
Okay, sorry for bouncing around to a bunch of different screens there, but it did not. After we fixed everything, for some reason OBS suddenly didn't want to. It was capturing your camera golden, but not actually broadcasting it. So
That's
on
so
the
weird.
preview screen, you were there, but on the live screen, you were not.
That's so weird.
It's a good thing I don't believe in magical things that go through the internet, because that's really creepy. It's like my computer ate something it didn't like and spat it out at you guys through Zoom. And now it's on Twitch somewhere. I mean, just stay away. Just turn on your firewalls. It's just whatever.
I don't think that's how it works.
That's not how it works.
It's
Good.
not how it's supposed to work. How about that?
It's not
Okay.
coincidence. It's just randomness. It couldn't be anything else.
All right, so the mech makes it.
Yeah, you make it down. You see that there are places where trees you knocked down before have been removed. And you manage not to knock down any of the and what would they have? They'd have like ropes, I feel like, in camps to work on the logging camps. And probably also a bed of twigs to roll the logs down to the water. And you don't mess any of that up.
Nice.
You get to the bottom of the rapids, and your family is like climbing down off the scaffolding they've built. You notice that the scaffolding now has an elevator for some reason, and there's this giant wheel in the side of the rocks. I'm sure it does something, but it's like a ship's wheel on the side of the rocks. You can't steer a river. It's not how it works.
I mean, if you say so.
You can't steer a river yet.
Gosh.
So your family gets down, they all gather around you, and you're getting to hear everybody like, "Where's everybody gone?" I think Marcel would be the most concerned about where everybody else is gone.
Where everybody else, does he mean the other settlers?
Yes,
And
You-
was it
you,
that did we take them to Fort Walla Walla? Was that the idea? Because I wasn't here last time. So
yes.
Okay.
And the rest of them all are just gonna chill there at least until
Yes, sir.
spring.
Okay.
Was Jordan the only one you managed to rescue?
We have brought Miss Jordan and also Miss Jemima. We have brought them both back here.
Oh,
Pretty much
good.
everybody else was just waiting in Fort Walla Walla for the spring. They didn't want to make the trek over the mountain. It's a little bit cold out there, you may have noticed.
Oh yes, even now the chill is coming down off the mountains. But there's good news. We've managed to repair. We've managed to repair the scaffolding before winter has ended.
Oh, that is good. Yes. We did not.
And you wouldn't believe it. There's not just one tribe of Indians here. There's maybe 20 or 30 different families from far off places I've never even heard of.
Well, that's not actually very unexpected at all. I mean, if you know anything about these people, these tribes, they're just... Fiddlesticks just kind of, like, makes, like, vague gestures. Like, of course? And it doesn't actually make any sense. To anyone except for Fiddlesticks.
Well, actually, I don't know too much about the Oregon Territory. All I know is that there's good farmland here.
And he's not America. I kind of punch my dad in the shoulder.
And it's not America. So, you have all been traveling for a while. Why don't you come with me and we'll rest in the longhouse. We've made friends with the locals. They call themselves the Chinook. And you can tell stories about what we've been up to.
Alright, that sounds good. And I help Jordan and Jemima if they want my assistance out of the mech. Because I think we're all riding in it together.
Except for Fiddlesticks.
Who was out scouting and
Yeah.
doing fiddlestick things.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Doing catboy things is fine.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
So, I offer assistance to climb out of the mech because it's a bit of a drop, and I'm a young lad. I can just make the jump, but other people might want some help climbing down.
Especially
Are they
Jemima.
Yeah, please help me down.
Are there like 3 heads sticking out of the neck?
I think Fiddlesticks being down on the ground will like be there to like catch if Teo is being like the in the middle kind of person, you know?
Yeah, so maybe like I'm kind of help guiding down, and then you're like grabbing onto the legs, and we kind of just kind
of. I think maybe I land like with the help, like at least somewhat gracefully, and then I can get my bearings back together, and I look forward and I say, well, there are certainly a lot of stories that we have from the way here to tell.
All right. So Marcel will take you all to this longhouse. It's like a really long pole barn. There are a line of campfires inside, and it looks like people have set up living arrangements on either side of the longhouse from the fire. Near the entrance, there's an empty spot where all of you are able to meet up. So there's you 4, and then there's the other 4 of Theo's family.
Oh,
you mean Fiddlesticks' family? Look at that cat!
It's
my
Max.
Oh,
He has
cute.
sideburns.
Max.
Oh, scoot him over.
Look at his sideburns.
Scoot him over just a little bit. Oh.
What?
He wasn't quite centered in the camera. The other way.
Other way.
Scoot. There we go.
Oh, look at that
Perfect.
kitty.
Look at that cat.
Oh,
He's like, what?
Look
Aww.
at his sideburns. Look at how
He's
handsome
got
he is.
such sideburns.
I'm gonna put him down because he did not like that I picked him up.
He looks like fiddlesticks. He's so cute.
Seemed really chill.
He's very chill. Him sort of just tolerating me holding him like that was him letting me know that he did not like that I picked him up. Other cats would have bitten the shit out of you.
yeah.
Yeah. You're such a sweet boy,
Nice.
aren't you? Aren't you? Okay, that's enough derailing the game with my cat.
Aww. But no, Fiddlesticks' family is still in Oregon City.
Oh,
Yes.
right, because we're not all the way to Oregon City yet. You're right.
Right, we're at the Dells.
Right. I forgot where we were at.
So the Riders explained that when they got back to Oregon City, they got a loan there to buy a bunch of woods and other materials they needed to fix up the scaffoldings.
Mm-hmm.
Which we're sure we're going to pay off very soon.
Mm-hmm. And it's totally fine that they're broke. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's totally fine. So they're like, well, Indians offered us to stay here instead of Oregon City. What do you think? All right, the Chinook invited them to stay.
Well, that is right. Hospitable of them, especially after what happened. But it seems you have fixed up that little faux pas with whatever's out there on the river.
Yes, they're very grateful for help.
What is that wheel for? And there is elevator now. What did you do, Papa?
Well, it's for the kids. The kids, they couldn't get to the top of the ladder. You know, they didn't even have ladders. And somebody goes, no, I could totally get up. I could just climb up the side of the rock. And Marcel's like, no, we can't have you climbing up the side of that rock. It's so slippery. We had to put it in the elevator. As for the wheel, well, now the Chinook had this problem where all the water comes down all the time, not when they want it to come down. You know, it's very, very big trouble. So now they turn the wheel, the water stops. It's okay.
That is very impressive, but I do have one question for you. And where does this water go if it's not coming down?
Well, it doesn't really go anywhere for a while.
So
You're not supposed to stop the water forever.
It is like a dam for a moment,
Right.
rather than something that is permanent.
Exactly. The water will go somewhere else. That's the idea, anyway.
That is quite fascinating. I'm sure it'll come in handy, and we no negative repercussions whatsoever.
Absolutely not. I mean, if
I'm
that's a
having
problem,
trouble seeing this. Can I see?
they don't have to use it. Say that again?
I'm having trouble seeing this. Can I see a demonstration?
Oh, of course.
No.
I am
So he
also
calls
just.
out,
Jordan is definitely also like, ooh, yes, demonstration.
I imagine like we're all standing like on the river, the bank of the river, watching as this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and he calls out, hey, rings of a tree. Fool, turn the wheel. Show my friends what it does. And you see this old guy go over to the silver wheel and start to turn it. And these spikes come up out of the water and they get higher, and you can see there's like this kind of net in them. And then the wheel stops and he pulls a lever and the net closes up into like this solid, like a basket. It just tightens up. And then the water starts to swell, and you can see the net start to swell as well. And the water stops, and a whole bunch of fish start flopping down off the top of the falls. And I think there's some big fish. They're like 4 or 5 feet long.
With something like this, I imagine we will pay off our debts in no time.
Exactly. But
I am
since
right
it's
impressed here,
kinda-
for sure.
Since it's kind of, reparations for damage you've already caused, it's right now not going to get any money out of it. But if there's one thing we do, it is build more things.
And like Fiddlesticks comes over and like pats Marcel on the shoulder and is like, "Don't worry, I'll make sure that you get paid handsomely for the next one."
What do you suppose we should make?
Well, I'll leave that decision to your capable hands, or perhaps we'll ask the lovely Schnook here what their need.
Yes, that'd be a good idea.
I think we just see Teo looking up in the sky while this is happening. We can kind of see the metaphorical gears turning.
And
also the
Just considering how many fake points we spend to end the world.
No such thoughts enter the pure and unsullied mind of Thea.
He never once considers that creating a floating city could possibly end the world.
He just thinks it would be amazing.
There would be no negative repercussions at all, of course.
No, never.
What are you thinking, Thea?
I am thinking that there is not enough land for all the people who want to come here.
No.
I am thinking that there is quite an opportunity to make a place for all these people to live.
Oh, these people to leave?
These people to live in a place.
Ah. See, Marcel,
Papa, I do not understand why you do not understand my accent. We have the same one.
Totally understand. He's like, of course. I'm bad at accents.
It's fine. We're pretending. We're imagining.
We're pretending. It's amazing. What's this?
Pretending in my RPGs. How dare you?
I need 100% pure realism with my shape-shifting bobcats.
So Marcel is like, well, it's not just space. We didn't come out here for the space. We came here for the freedom and opportunity. We'd have to provide that as well.
Of course, these are all things that we can make. We can build freedom, opportunity. We can build anything.
Well, I've never seen freedom be built, but I'd sure like to see it.
Well, I do have these gears, and he just pulls a pile of gears out of a pocket.
I have some plans in my head. Let me go back. I'll take one of the empty books. I will start sketching. And you can see what we can do.
Good idea. He gets this book, and he hands it to you. And it's a brand new book. It's not one you came here with.
Oh. You have been spending quite a lot of money, Papa.
Well, it's nothing we can't afford to. We paid the damage we caused.
I just kind of like side eye. Like I think we're getting the cart before the horse, but he's my dad, so I can't say anything. So I think I go back and I take like a charcoal pencil and I just start to sketch out some designs and diagrams for how I think like a floating city would work. And maybe I'm thinking of like not only gears, maybe I'm also thinking of like not necessarily steam, but like hot air, like using hot air balloon technology as like a way to provide lift and stuff. And then I'm thinking, okay, now we're gonna need to have a place for agriculture, so I'm like thinking also like hydroponics and all that cool stuff. It's like very involved.
You got like a Jules Verne sketchbook going there.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting.
I used to play bass for Jules Verne's sketchbook.
Didn't they have like 3 bass players though?
It's definitely one of those bands that has like 3 bass players and no drummer.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm?
So what are the rest of you doing while Theo goes off in magical sketchland?
Well, does anybody look like they need help, like, just getting stuff done in general? I'm a helpful person.
Yeah, sure. Let's
Carrying things, tasks that need to be delegated. I'm just gonna be helpful.
All right.
I'm going to feed these fine working folks.
All right.
Fiddlesticks is gonna go off and do fiddlesticks things, do
Mhm.
catboy things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think what Jordan finds is there is actually quite a lot of people that need help securing things in their canoes.
Okay.
Like you see people come with a canoe full of pottery or basket work or clothing, and they're trading those for meat and bone crafts and other wooden crafts. A lot of cultural items, really. A lot of pieces of art. And also, like, different kinds of metal tools. You come across one person that's actually has like a pile of gears and pulleys, and they're putting it into their canoe.
Okay. Interesting.
So like all kinds of different crafts and tools are being loaded up here and traded.
Okay. I mean, I see the gears and stuff, and I probably just think to myself, like, oh, that's the weird stuff young Teo is into.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt I say anything, but I do think it. Like, other weirdos.
I see you. Being weird, like that weird kid.
Yep.
And want to be weirdos.
Jordan doesn't judge. Listen, Jordan is a lesbian in 1810.
That's true.
There's no judgment here.
It's more like, you too are one of the gear people. I
see. Yeah.
People are everywhere.
Precisely. Consider it more like, oh, cool, someone else who does this thing, and less like, you weirdo, how dare you do this thing.
Gotcha.
That's right. One of the traders sees your leg, and they're very interested in your leg.
Like to keep, or interested how? Does he want to rocket raccoon this?
He's like, how did you make the leg? He's trying to express this.
Oh, I didn't make the leg. I just lost it.
Oh, well, where did you get the leg?
Monica doesn't remember who made my leg.
Who did make your leg? Let's zoom in. Did I write down who made your leg? Because that's what a smart GM would do.
I don't know that it was involved in an NPC.
Yeah,
No,
it was with Bud. Bud was there, but I don't think Bud made the leg.
Bud
I'm
was a
pretty sure
dog.
the dog did not make my leg.
I don't think it could have.
I mean, was it someone from the Rydeer family after Bud, like...
I would I mean,
Bud-
that would make sense.
I'm pretty sure Bud did the Lassie Jordan fell down in the well thing.
Right.
And that's how I got my wig. So yeah, sure, I'm down with the I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. The Red Air family.
I wrote the
being
pronunciation
responsible for-
beneath it so people can.
Oh,
help.
you did. Good job.
I'm still gonna butcher it.
That's okay. I just want to be helpful.
Here, let me say it wrong on purpose. It's very helpful. Here, let me just intentionally butcher it. The Ryder family.
I mean, I'm okay with that because that's what they were originally going to be before I made them French. So.
Oh, okay.
They ride a mech.
It's true.
No,
All right, so-
I tell the I'll even point to Teo standing over there, staring off into space, imagining the end of the world. I mean, floating castles.
You better
Right.
get cracking.
Where I'm just like, yes, that young fella and his family.
The
They
two are
like
not
fun.
mutually exclusive. I just want to point out.
They are not. No.
I was like, of course, the weird people that are all weird, so we all get along. They're responsible. I'll go talk to them.
Yeah, you do that. Have a good day.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, Jemima, you're gonna cook some. So you just got off a long trip, and you need some ingredients to cook.
Mm-hmm.
What do you start with?
I probably bought some more flour back in Fort Walla Walla, I want to say. Because we weren't
Okay.
there for very long, but we would have had to be there long enough to restock.
Go ahead and give me a spend roll. Some flour is pretty reasonable. You can have that. Yeah, basic 2 difficulty.
Cool. I am getting the hang of rolling with these dice.
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, that's real bad.
Flour's rotten.
You wanna
I dare say-
That I would re-roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking. So here's a handy thing you can do in Roll20. If you want to re-roll something right away, you can just press up on the arrow key and it'll roll the same thing again.
Oh, nice.
That's
Alright,
a little
well-
better.
Still failure
What aspect do you invoke?
I am going to invoke as soon as my browser wants to respond again, so that I can look at my aspects. There we go. I am going to invoke my scarred face, and I'm not spending money on this. I'm just trading. So I'm trying to play up, like, I mean, everybody who comes here is needy, but specifically having a scarred face that wasn't there before we made the trek over here is fairly fresh. I'm going to just look like I'm going to also be making the thing that I'm using this flower for, like at least cut me a break on this.
Okay. So you need a 2 though, and you have a 1.
Okay. So then I'm going to play up this act more by needing glasses.
Okay.
So where would I buy this flower in Fort Walla
Well, you
Walla?
said you bought it at Fort Walla Walla. They
Yeah.
probably have a storehouse. It would probably be actually in the fort. I think it's in the upper levels so that the animals can't get to it. So you were probably negotiating with one of the fort guards, and then they threw down a bag of flour after you'd paid.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you hit you on the head. Is that what happened? I don't know.
Yeah, so they throw down the flowers so that I can inspect it, and then they're just like, this is a disaster. And then I'm like, okay, so how much do I have to pay you for this? This looks good.
Yeah, they just take whatever you offer and let you keep the flour.
Okay, cool. I am going to give them my Bibles.
All of the Bibles?
Not all of them. Some of them, though.
Okay. Yeah, they take the Bibles.
Here, have some Bibles. You're gonna need these.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's roll for heresy. Oh yeah, those Bibles getting burned.
Oh no.
They're from the Church of England. I don't think they would like your Bibles.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair. They don't know you've been God touched, though. That's their problem.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how they'll be punished for burning the Bibles given to them by the God touched woman.
We'll just have to play to find out.
I'm sure they'll make it to spring, right?
The fire will be etheric. This we know.
Now I feel like you should have an ability to hand out curses like a proper prophet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
You can. It's called putting aspects on people.
I really like the phrasing hand out curses.
Yes.
You're just like the Oprah of curses. You're just
And
like,
you get a curse.
You get a curse.
Everybody gets a curse.
You shake hands with people and they come back cursed. They're like, ooh.
Well, it's that time of year again. Everybody gets the plague. What's in the box?
Lotus again, man. Come on.
You're handing out business cards at the convention, and all of this I'll say on them is cursed.
That sounds amazing, actually.
Right?
Get spot gloss on the cursed thing, and it's got like, no, I have to put my graphic design brain away. Stop it.
Are you going to curse?
Designing a thing.
Are you going to curse the people that eat your delicious meal?
No.
Oh.
You sound disappointed.
Okay.
I'm a little bit
other
disappointed.
people.
Because the store owners aren't going to eat my delicious bread.
Mm.
They're going to eat a curse.
So you want to curse the Walla Walla owners of the store?
I don't know that I actually want to.
But what's your character, Adam?
Not yet, but soon.
Okay.
Someone would have to build them some sort of wizard tower to cast curses from. Maybe a floating city, perhaps?
I see.
I think that could be arranged, possibly. I mean, you might have the right connections.
And if I were to bake bread for these people, maybe they'd be more amicable to build me my wizard tower.
I mean, you know, we were talking about a city of freedom and opportunity for all.
I mean, but the city will never get built on an empty stomach.
I know.
Yeah.
You got to feed the workers and, you know.
Yeah, that sounds
So you
right.
got your flour.
Okay, now
It's
we
time to
have
feed.
to make sure that everybody's well
You're
fed.
gonna build some bread? I mean, cook?
Yeah.
All right, let's pull out the time space chart. You want to feed this entire village?
Yeah. I'm I kind of think the way that I might want to do this is I might want to create an aspect that's well fed or something.
Mm.
Mhm.
You know,
All right, that'll need to be difficulty 4.
Okay, cool. Lo and behold, my cook is at +3.
Mm.
And also, it's magic.
That's right. You want to have some D6s in there? Oh, wait, it's
Well, the cook isn't magic. It's just can do anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's
You're
just
right.
narrative and
I forgot. I gotta. Yeah, mine's magic.
yeah. that's-
Yours
The
is
teal
magic.
made me think. The teal made me think magic, but
Yeah.
I'm
it's small too.
I gotcha.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Eh.
You can only feed your friends.
Could I invoke one of my aspects to
You could.
pop that up?
You want to spend some fate points, or actually the flower you just got has a free tag on it. You can just use that instead of a fate point.
Mm.
Okay, cool.
But it would use up the flower. You wouldn't be able to use it again.
Maybe worth it and kind of makes sense, given I'm feeding this many people.
And
Yeah,
the
probably
flower
can
will
make
go away
sense,
at
too.
the end of the session anyhow.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that makes total sense. That's the thing I want to do.
All right. So you will add well fed. At the base of the dells. And then this well fed is actually rank 1 with a power of 2. Okay. All right, so you have actually it's actually 2 and 4. My bad. Because that means it's going to stick around for a while. This village is now well fed until after next session, basically.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
pretty
fed
good.
these people really for no reason at all, but they're very grateful.
You're just kind lady.
Mm-hmm.
And is this just a soup?
I mean, it's bread.
It's bread?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like there's just bread popping out of your sourdough starter?
Yep.
It's just the bread just keeps multiplying.
Mhm.
Can confirm that is absolutely how bread works.
Yep.
Mhm.
Have made enough bread to know is how it works.
And you just load the bread onto the fire,
There's
Yes.
a
turn the bread every so often.
there's a cartoon sequence where the sourdough starter is turning into the blob, and then there's just this 2-frame animation of Jemima going, and like the sourdough starter is popping in the background, and then
And then just repeats over and over again.
Mhm.
It's like a 4-frame GIF file.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Hey, you feed everybody in the village. Yeah, everyone's nice to you. You bring some bread over to Theo, and you see the drawings of the future.
Drawings of the future.
You say, could there be a wizard tower here?
I think I ask what this is for.
I look up as I'm taking the bread, and I say, "Oh, it smells very good. There are a lot of people coming west, and there is not enough space for all of us. Not yet, anyway." I point to the drawings, very pointedly.
Mhm. I was originally going to ask what the drawing was of, but I think your drawings are so clear that it's it's really obvious what it is, and I'm wondering if this is like for a work of fiction, but clearly it's, oh, you're actually going to make this. This is really cool. Is this for Jordan's family and all of us?
It is for all who would come and seek opportunity. All who want to take this chance to make a new life here in Oregon.
What I've learned over the course of my life as a faithful lady is that I have to follow God first and find out why he asked me to come this way all this time. And everything just changes together. I feel like I'm having one of these moments right now. Oregon City wasn't the point. This
So
is the
you-
destination.
You're just all sitting there and thinking. And you know what? We got like 4 minutes left, right? 3 minutes left?
Yep,
Mhm.
yep. Sounds like maybe
I think this is a really good place
Yeah.
to close.
time to wrap.
So yeah, let's give out XP. I'll give you all a I think about giving you a significant milestone because I think we're just getting started though. So I'll give you all a minor milestone.
Okay.
Okay.
I just copied one.
They're multiplying.
They are. I already know what I want to spend one on because I've been thinking about it for half of the session.
Nice.
I should make a note. Actually, is it okay if I spend one now so I don't forget the next time we come back?
Yes, you may.
I want to alter my silversmith aspect to say, in parentheses beneath, other metals are also available.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, so I can use other materials other than just silver with it.
Okay, that's fine, I guess.
Okay.
Isn't that just being a smith?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But silversmith has a specific connotation to it.
Yeah.
Like there's the denotation of working with silver, and then there's the connotation of being an excellent smith.
So I don't want to like ruin the. So part of the thing about making aspects and phase that you want them to be kind of snappy. So instead of changing the aspect, let's change the focus of the aspect. So it says focused and on building and inventing things. Let's just say not necessarily.
Well, I mean, that is kind of what it is. It was just that you kept steering it towards silver as the metal, and that's not what I want it to
Yeah.
be. So maybe we need to
you
rename
don't
it.
want to be a silversmith.
Yeah, I want to be
A smith.
maybe.
of
Oh, what's the
many
word?
metals.
How about like a smith savant or something like that?
Ooh,
So
I
it kind of
like
has
That
that.
sounds good. I like that.
Because then it has that aspect of silversmith, the connotation that I wanted to make.
Okay, but only if you say it with your French accent.
Smith savant.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, I will delete the milestone. Okay, cool.
All right, so I guess we are good. So I'm GoNate. Thank you all for watching. Shorter session because we did XP for the first time. But it's super good. Let's see here. Also, I want to show you guys something else. I got a commission recently. I've become an anime character.
Adorable.
Thank you, Esteni, for drawing me this adorable anime character.
You're welcome.
Who-
It's super fun to work on.
You can come watch me play her Sunday night. We are currently undercover on a planet full of amoral Russian cyber zombies. So if you want to hear everybody doing their worst Russian accent, you should come and watch.
Always.
Awesome. Well, where can people watch that?
On twitch.tv/GoldenWH. And since my players have been bugging me to actually tweet it out, you can follow me at Haunted Sky with 2 H's.
Just like it will show below your name. Now. I didn't think it was going to take that long to cycle, but it's good because now you can actually read it. So, Astani, I hear you do art and commissions and also stream. Where can people find you when you're not here?
I do so many things.
Mm-hmm.
I do all the things. So, when I'm not here, I'm streaming Tuesdays through Fridays on my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Astani. I have a Twitter. I have a Patreon. I have my own Discord. I have a store where you can buy stuff. And Christmas is around the corner, so they're going to have lots of sales on cool stuff.
Stuff like this phone case.
Lovely phone case.
Which I love.
Also,
Damn, that's a good phone case.
It really is. I've gotten compliments on it left and right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy about that. But yeah, I also do commissions, and I offer discounts to my patrons on commissions, so that's a thing as well. So incentive to check out my Patreon. But if you're interested in a commission, hit me up. You can find that information on my Twitch page because that's gonna be the easiest place to find it. Also, I do voice acting things, and Drummer Boy, who you may know if you follow roleplay stuff, and I have a sound pack together over on nerdordie.com where we do robotic UI voices, and it's been going quite well, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's me. Check out all my stuff. Buy my things. Give me money. And also, thanks for watching, and I love you.
Well, thanks for being here, and I love you too. Okay, and I love everybody watching, but Stany has a special place in my heart.
I was gonna say she loves me more.
Don't
be jealous.
It's true.
She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me.
No, you're doing it wrong. She loves me. She loves me more.
Loves me most.
Lavender, since I love you the most, where can people find you and your amazing bizarre game?
So, speaking of commissions, I'm not doing them anymore because I'm focusing on my game. My game's really good, and it has been secretly, while I've been doing commissions, eating all of my attention, which is why all those commissions came out really slowly. So now I'm putting my time where it was going all along, and I'm making a game called Mortally Bankrupt, which is a game where you play reality TV stars that are watched by eldritch horrors, and that game is all about perception and surveillance horror and fame and stuff like that. It's wild, and you play it on Twitch, and the streaming audience plays the eldritch horrors I talked about earlier. It is so good, so wild, so great. And
it's just like regular Twitch chat, only we acknowledge it in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I really love games that utilize things like Twitch and whatnot as part of their intrinsic mechanics. It's really
Yeah, I think that's so cool.
Absolutely, it's awesome.
I love it to death. That's me.
All right, KingSeras, last but not least. I'm sorry I missed you at PAX.
No,
especially if you were in some super cool cosplay. I'd love.
You should have walked past the Weird Miniatures booth, because that's where I was for 2 hours talking to other people in the Malifaux 3rd Edition beta. you know, that conversation that was only supposed to be a couple minutes. Speaking of Malifaux miniatures, here's the model now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Look
Oh.
at that.
Ooh.
Well, that's good.
This is such a reward to the end of every Twitch stream. It's
Isn't
just
it?
here's the model at the start.
As
And
you saw,
now-
it was just primed. He was
Yeah.
totally black when he started.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I
that's
don't think
good.
the caption's really getting any of the nice detail on there, but there's shading and shit.
Yeah.
like
I
it.
will take a picture of it and post it to the Discord, and then you can post it wherever. Anyway, so I am continuing to do my show, Bonus Experience, which is a running, writing, designing show hosted by me and my co-host, two queer women, speaking with authority about games. I'm sure you've listened to all sorts of GMing, running, writing, designing advice shows, but they all have men. 201 have a man on it somewhere. This one does not. It's two women. We just got picked up by the Misdirected Mark Network.
Ooh.
So now we're part of a network, and all the resources that affords us. BXP's birthday is coming up, so we're in the process of designing some swag that will be available for purchase, including a t-shirt that will say Bonus Experience, but in the LaCroix sparkling water font.
I love
As
it.
it is a running joke on the show, how much my co-host loves LaCroix sparkling water. So, new episode comes out on Monday. So everybody should go check it out. bxpcast.com. You can follow the show at bonusexpcast on Twitter. And you can follow me at @ZenithSun. I'm not dreadfully interesting on Twitter. I mostly just retweet stuff I think is cool. So there's that. But hey, if you like role-playing games, if you like hearing about what makes them tick and getting an under-the-hood look, please check out my show. And
Definitely.
there's places where you can. We don't have a Patreon yet, but we're working on that too, especially now that we're part of a network. But there's a whole page on our website with stuff how you can give us money. You can buy us a coffee, which is basically just a tip jar. But more importantly, every single role-playing supplement that I have worked on as a freelancer, which is quite a lot, that are out and available for print, because there's a whole bunch that aren't out yet, are all available for sale, and they're all through a Drive-Thru RPG affiliate link. So if you click on those and you buy those, we get a little money. So
Yay.
support the work I did, and then support my show. Win, win, win.
Support the work you do.
And if you don't
support
like
the
any
work
of the
you're
stuff
doing.
that's there. Yes. If you don't like any of the stuff that's there, none of that strikes your fancy, there is just a link with the affiliate code, and you can buy anything you want on Drive-Thru, and we still get the money. So
Yeah.
Use
the
affiliate
thing.
link.
That's
You're
cool.
awesome.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yep.
Is that link on the bonus XP website?
Yes, there's a page called how to give us money, and if you go there, it's literally just called how to give us money.
That
think
is a
that's
If you go there,
very
all the ways you can give us money are there.
good.
including
Hey,
good.
it's
a direct
Christmas
link to
time.
everything I work on. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
Christmas time. Buy some gifts. It is a percentage based on the money you spend. So if you buy some people some nice hard copies, we get more money.
Good to
Also, I
know.
was cleaning my brush on my thumb, and I thought I'd show everybody.
Awesome. I'm glad I'm not the only person that does that kind of stuff. Also, I may have showed this off before, but somehow I got a speck of paint right
Oh, on your
on the-
frames?
on the corner of my frames, but it just so happens that it lines up with my eyebrow piercing, so it looks totally intentional. It's
I just thought it was glare on your glasses this
Yeah,
whole
I
time.
thought it was.
yeah,
too.
no, it
Fine.
it's actually a speck of white paint. Well, like on the
Oh.
camera you can't tell, but if you were to see me in real life, it would be pretty obvious.
Fair.
But yeah. Hi, I'm Kelsa. This was my channel. I know what I want to do besides this show coming up as soon as the supplements become available. I'll tell you more after that happens and or I have a cast. It's going to be futuristic and probably dark. So look forward to that. You can follow me on Twitter at Kelsa. I tweet when I'm going live, both on my own channel and when I'm guesting on other people's channels. You can usually find me on Monday evenings over on AP Gaming Reels channel for Cancol, and on Tuesday morning I'm over on the Greyhawk channel. We're playing Savage Tide. I've been doing a lot of drawing, especially the past couple of weeks, and I have invented some new characters that I've fallen in love with, and I keep drawing, and one of them has a complicated tattoo that I can't actually draw because I'm not that talented, but I keep trying anyway. He's a space pilot, and he has a tattoo of the planet Jupiter, like entirely across his chest and back.
Oh gosh.
With the small ring going around his shoulders, and then the various moons down his arms, because, you know, as you do. Oh, hey, Xmas Ninja, thank you for the host right as we were wrapping up the show. I appreciate it a lot. So that's almost Oregon. It was a lot of fun.
We had a lot of laughs.
Since you all are just getting here and you missed everything.
You missed everything.
Just go back and watch the VOD.
Yeah, anybody tuning in right now, sorry. Wow.
So have a great night, everybody, and I will send out a tweet when we know when the next show is going to be. This being the holidays makes it a little bit hard to have consistent shows. It turns out, for some reason, people are busy.
Yeah, imagine. How strange.
Very
Except
weird.
for that one year where I just GM'd every single day for Christmas holiday.
That's
so
awesome.
I GM'd 10 hours a day for 16 days straight.
Merry
Wow.
Christmas to you.
That is too much. I'm sorry.
It is too much. It was too much. I did all on IRC, and it's about 16 megabytes of text.
Oh wow. Wait, so 10 hours of text-based GMing.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
Well, once again, I want to say thank you all for having coming out. Let me boop boop. I'm gonna switch us over to it did the thing again where it doesn't like Golden Scamera.
That's so weird.
It's super weird. Well,
I'm
alright.
definitely not cursed by etheric Bibles.
All right, I'm gonna turn the music back up as we see our way out of here. Thank you, and good night. Bye.